Every self-help book tells you the same thing. Try harder. Push through. Use your willpower. And every time you try, you push. You force yourself. And for a few days it works. Then it collapses. And you feel worse than before you started. Here is what no one tells you. The samurai, history's most disciplined warriors, never used willpower. In fact, they considered relying on willpower a sign of a weak and untrained mind. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what they used instead, and why it works permanently where willpower always fails. Think about the last time you tried to build a habit using sheer willpower. Maybe it was waking up early. Maybe it was exercising. Maybe it was stopping a bad habit that you knew was destroying you. You gritted your teeth. You told yourself this time is different. You white-knuckled your way through day 1, day 2, maybe even day 5. And then one bad morning, one stressful day, one moment of weakness, and it was gone, like it was never there. You blamed yourself. Again. But here is the truth that the samurai understood. A truth that modern neuroscience has now proven with hard data. Willpower is a resource. Like water in a cup. Every decision you make, every temptation you resist, every time you force yourself to do something, the cup empties. Psychologists call this ego depletion. By evening, most people have almost nothing left. Which is exactly why bad decisions cluster at night. The late-night eating, the endless scrolling, the giving up on what mattered. You were not weak. You were empty. And no samurai ever built his life on an empty cup. There is a concept in Japanese martial philosophy called mushin, written with 2 kanji characters that translate as no mind. Not empty mind. Not blank mind. No struggling mind. The samurai trained for years not to build stronger willpower, but to eliminate the need for it entirely. Miyamoto Musashi wrote in the Book of 5 Rings, "Do not rely on partial sword techniques. Know the smallest things and the biggest things, the shallowest and the deepest." He was not talking about sword technique. He was talking about the architecture of the mind. A samurai who needed to decide whether to train had already lost. A samurai who needed to motivate himself before a duel was already defeated. The goal of all samurai mental training was to reach a state where right action required no internal debate whatsoever. Not because they suppressed doubt, but because they had restructured their entire life so that doubt had no place to stand. They did this through 3 specific systems so powerful that once built, they run themselves. Kata means form in Japanese. Every samurai spent thousands of hours drilling the same movements, the same sequences, the same responses over and over until those actions required zero conscious thought. When a samurai drew his sword, he did not think. When he deflected an attack, he did not decide. His body had been trained so deeply that the action happened before the mind was even consulted. Now apply this to your own life. Every behavior you currently struggle with is a struggle precisely because it has not yet become kata. You struggle to wake up early because your morning is not yet a form. You struggle to exercise because your workout has no fixed ritual attached to it. You struggle to focus because your work environment has not been trained into your nervous system. The samurai solution: take the behavior you want and drill it until it needs no decision. Same time, same place, same sequence. Every single day without asking yourself whether you feel like it. Not for a week. Not for a month. For long enough that your nervous system stops treating it as a choice. Neuroscience calls this the basal ganglia loop, the part of your brain that stores automatic behaviors. Once a behavior is stored there, it costs almost no mental energy. It simply happens. Willpower guards the gate. Kata removes the gate entirely. The second system, Kankyo, environmental design. The samurai did not trust themselves to be strong in a weak environment. Kankyo, the word for environment or surroundings, was considered as important as training itself. A samurai's living space, his daily structure, the people around him. All of it was deliberately designed to make right action easy and wrong action difficult. This is not weakness. This is intelligence. Your willpower is being drained right now, not by laziness but by your environment. Every notification on your phone is a small withdrawal from the cup. Every piece of junk food visible on your counter is a quiet, constant temptation that costs energy to resist. Every chaotic, cluttered workspace is whispering to your brain, "This is not a place of serious work." The samurai would look at a modern man's life and say, "You are trying to be disciplined inside a trap designed to destroy discipline. So redesign the trap. Put your phone in another room when you work. Remove what tempts you before temptation arrives. Build your space so that the right behavior is the easiest behavior, not the hardest." This is Kankayo. And it works not by making you stronger, but by making weakness structurally inconvenient. The third system, Nakama, the power of witness commitment. Nakama means companions, but in the samurai tradition it meant something deeper. It meant the people before whom your word had absolute weight. The samurai lived under a code where breaking a commitment made in front of your nakama was considered one of the deepest possible failures, worse than physical defeat. They used this not as social pressure but as a training tool. When you commit to something privately, your brain treats it as optional. Preference. Something to attempt when conditions are ideal. When you commit to something witnessed, when another person knows your intention, your brain categorizes it completely differently. Now it is a matter of identity, of honor, of who you are. Modern research confirms this with remarkable precision. A study by Dr. Gail Matthews at Dominican University found that people who wrote down their goals and shared them with a supportive friend completed 33 more of them than those who kept goals private. The samurai built this truth into the very structure of their society. You can do the same. Find one person, one who will hold your commitment. Not to motivate you, not to encourage you, simply to know. To be the witness before whom your word has weight. This is nakama. And it costs nothing except the courage to say your commitment out loud. At the start of this video, I told you the samurai never used willpower. Now you understand why, and more importantly, what they used instead. Kata, the architecture of automatic action, so right behavior needs no decision. Kankayo, the design of environment so weakness has no easy foothold. Nakama, the power of witness commitment so your word carries the weight of your identity. These three systems do not require you to be stronger than you are. They require you to be smarter than your obstacles. Willpower is a battle you fight every day and slowly lose. Mushin, the no-struggling mind, is a war you win once by restructuring the battlefield. The samurai did not become legends because they tried harder than other men. They became legends because they made trying unnecessary. That is the hidden code. If this path resonates with you, subscribe. Because each video on this channel goes deeper into the ancient systems that the greatest warriors in history used to master themselves. The next step on this path is waiting. Take it.